Hey everybody, in this video I'll be walking through the process of doing a planet survey in Starfield and how you can get 100% completion. There's quite a few different aspects that are involved here and the requirements can kind of be a little bit unclear. So I'll do my best to explain all that's involved with this and also share some tips for going about completing the various different tasks that you need to do. Okay, so if you're going to do a planet survey, the first thing that you're probably going to want to do is do a planet-wide scan that you can do from your ship. So if we open up our map and look at the planet here, you can see right up in the upper left where we're at currently. So we're at 13% survey, and then there's this button for scanning. So if we interact with that, that's going to scan the planet, and primarily what that's going to do is show you where all the resources are. So that's kind of color coordinated over here, and then if you hover over certain areas, it'll tell you that's iron, uranium, argon, etc. Also notice, that took up a big percentage of our survey as well. We're now up to 34%. Another thing to notice is if you click on an area, it's going to tell you what biome that area is for, like, if you land down on that particular spot. And that's going to come in handy where you're looking for specific animals and plants. They might be particular to a certain biome. So if we click here, that's frozen volcanic, sandy desert. See if we can find a couple more deciduous forests. So there's a lot of different biomes on this planet, and depending on where you land, you might find different animals and species of plants and things like that. Also worth noting that some planets, all you need to do is just a planet-wide scan, and that's 100% survey. That's primarily planets that you can't actually land on, like gas giants and things like that. But for most cases, with planets like this, you'll want to do a scan and then actually land on the planet to do further research. Once on the surface of the planet, you can open up your scanner, and that's going to give you all the information you need really to get 100%. It is a little light on the details, but basically we need to find 8 different fauna, those are animals, 5 different flora, those are plants, and then 8 different resources. There's also 2 question marks, and this is going to vary depending on planet. Some won't have the question marks, some will only have 2 fauna, some will have just resources, etc. So this is particular to this planet, but the question marks in particular, those are planet traits, and we need to discover essentially various points of interest and find those on the map somewhere. Once we get there, then we can scan those, and that will unlock those traits. So you can also see those on the map view as well. You can see the traits here. So those are unlocked by finding points of interest, which we'll talk about as well. At this point, it's really just a matter of then exploring the planet and starting to run around and start scanning things. So I like to have my scanner open as much as possible. It will highlight scannable objects. So like here's this creature here. You can see it's got a blue highlight on it. If we run up and scan it, you can see the controls down at the bottom there for all that you need to do. You can see the entire body is then highlighted in blue if that particular creature has been already scanned. So you can only scan it once. So you can go up and scan this guy. And then as you see, this is 13% scanned. And as we scan more of that species or animal or plant or whatever it is, it will build up more percentages. So that's, if these guys will stop running away from me. Okay, got that. So now we're at 38% done for these guys. So once we get these to 100%, that'll count as 1 and be essentially 1 of 8. So then here's a resource. These you only have to scan once, so you can see now we're at 1 of 8 of resources. We can run down here. Another call out too is once that particular item is 100%, it turns into this teal color. So it's kind of 3 different things. If you haven't scanned it, it's got the blue outline. If you have scanned that particular creature or plant, then it'll be full blue. And then if it's 100% done, it'll be this color. So as you continue to scan these particular creatures and the percentages go up, you'll start learning more information about it. So you can see we don't really know anything about these creatures. It's 13% scanned, but if we scan this guy, you can see now we're learning more about it. So this temperament is defensive. We're at 25%. If we scan this guy, goes up to 38%, but we still haven't learned anything. But as that percentage increases, you'll start learning more things about like where it typically lives and things like that. And that sort of relates back to looking at the biomes for trying to track these animals down and plants. So now running up to another resource, just need to scan these once. That's done, so you can see the teal highlight. You can see we're at 2 of 8. And just continuing to look for more opportunities to scan. Here's another resource, is H2O. So now we're at 3 of 8 there. And we've got something in these rocks. So we got some more of these creatures. So let's see if we learn some more about these guys. So we're at 50% now, so we can Learned that the resource is antimicrobial. I don't know if that's going to help us much, but now we're at 63%, and we've learned that their biomes are mountains and sandy desert. So now we know where to find these guys. If we need to find more, we need to go to mountains and sandy desert. And sure enough, this is where we landed, and right off the bat found a couple more of these guys, so we can scan these real quick. 88%, and now we're at 100% on this particular creature, and you can see they're all highlighted with this teal. And is this guy attacking me? Okay, so these guys will attack you as well, but point being, these are now teal, so you know that this creature is done when you're sort of looking and using your scanner. Coming up on some Flora now. Same process, but just kind of show you here. We haven't really scanned any Flora yet, so go up to it, scan it. You will have information about it as well. We haven't gotten any yet, but as we scan this, we'll learn more about it too, which will help us identify places where we can find more of it. Alright, so I've been running around a little bit more. You can see we're at 3 of 8 on fauna. Still working on Flora, but you can see here, just as an example, I've got this at 75% scanned, and you can see the similar type of data. Resources, structural, biomes. It lives in the savanna and the deciduous forest. And then I honestly don't know if this means anything, but genetics is double helix and carbon based. I don't know if that's actually useful information for anything, but it will tell you. The other important thing to call out is, I mean, you can, as you're doing this, you can harvest these resources as well. So you can see we can harvest that and get some structural root. Same thing with like the animals. You can technically kill them and loot their resources, whatever they have. And then the actual like resources like the iron and things like that, you can use your sort of resource gun to harvest those as well. So just keep in mind, you know, while you're scanning, you can actually be collecting these resources as well. Now moving on to the planet traits, which are kind of the last thing that we haven't really touched on, which are the 2 question mark circle things there below the fauna flora resources. So if we click and get out of here and go to the map and go to surface map view, what you're going to want to look for is various points of interest to explore. For my experience, what I've found so far is you want to look for these icons, like sort of the heartbeat monitor icon, these icons, and then I don't see one, but it's like a flag. I'll put a little picture of it on the video. But these are sort of the 3 main ones I found that you want to look for that will actually identify these planet traits. There might be more. I don't know if like these ones would count. I don't think so. I haven't come across one where it would count towards planet traits. But those are kind of the 3 that I look out for so far. And really I just kind of pick a random place on the planet to land and then go into ground view. And if they're nearby, you'll see them. You'll see the icons. So you can also, while you're on the planet playing the game, if you open up your scanner, you can see them here. So there's that one, which is 160 meters away. That heartbeat one is way there, and there was another one somewhere over there. So first off, let's go check this one out. So we're coming up on this one, and you can already see it looks like that's going to be the thing that we're going to need to scan. But as we get closer, you'll get a sort of a notice. So here we go, unexplored ecological feature. And if you saw that in the upper right, it said something about scanning these things. So we need to scan 2 of them. So there's that one.
One of my first jobs was scanning everything on lifeless moons.
And Barrett apparently is well versed in this.
More like it.
And I'm stuck. Good Lord. Basically just trying to find another one of those. So we'll look around this area. And here we go. Here's the other one. So once we scan this guy, if we can manage to get over there. In there. All right, so we've got this one done, and you can see one of the circles has been filled out. So now we need to go find another point of interest, and I'm guessing, if I were a betting man, it's going to be this over here. So we're going to go check that out next. All right, so we're coming up on the next point of interest, hoping that this is the place we need to be. Yep, so we got another, you can see the notification here. And, oh, actually, no. So this will happen. This is the same, basically, same trait, so it's a duplicate. So we got to go find somewhere else, unfortunately, that has the different trait. All right, 3rd time's a charm, hopefully. Okay, so now we've got unexplored ecological features. So this is the different one, which is good. Now we just need to figure out what we need to scan. Maybe those things over there. Let's run over there. We gotta scan 3 of them. That's 1. All right, and then here is the third one. So let's go scan that, and then that should get our traits done. All right, nice. So now you can see we've got both of the traits complete. If we look at our map, you can see we've got ecological consortium and sentient microbial colonies for the 2 traits of this planet. Finally, kind of wrapping up all the various different things that you need to... Oh my god, where did you come from? Hold on. This guy's interrupting my video. Okay. Wrapping things up with the resources. That came out of nowhere. If you're looking for a particular resource, so you can see here I've got 7 of 8. I'm missing one. Is you can check the caves. So if we look on our map here, like this is the icon on the map here, the cave icon. So if we go in here, and go into this cave, and there's potential that you might be able to find some resources that you're looking for. So I went in here, and sure enough, there is this guy right here. That was the last resource I needed, and you can see now I'm at 8 of 8 and have my resources completely done. All right, so slowly but surely we're getting there. Kind of the final home stretch here. If I open up my scanner, you can see we're at 93%. I just got a couple more things I got to do, one more fauna and one more flora. Another note, you can notice that biome complete label there, so kind of letting you know that that area is basically done. So if we open up our map and sort of click around, you can see mountains says 100%, where we're at, savanna 100%. If we look and try and find another place here, so savanna again, savanna. Deciduous forest is at 88%. So let's travel there and see if we can find those last 2 things that we need. So we made it to the deciduous forest. You can notice that the fauna or the animals are done for this area, but we do have flora here, and you can see that I did find what we're missing. So we're at 13% of this spiral creeper. So I'm just gonna run around this biome and get this done.
Tell me you scanned that one.
I did.
Okay, good. You got it.
Okay, so I just spent like a half an hour trying to find this last stupid fauna that I needed to scan. I could not figure it out. And it turns out, so I went to the map, and like every single biome was 100%, 100%, 100%, etc. I was running around all these places trying to figure. I could not figure out where this last fauna was. I thought it was bugged. I was almost convinced it was bugged, but I did not realize that the ocean is a biome. So you can see the ocean is at 0%. And sure enough, I landed near the coast. And as you can see, I pull out my scanner, and we don't have that biome complete note anymore. So these are the guys that we need to scan.
That right there.
And
Did you get it?
there's some out in the water too. So keep that in mind, that the ocean is a biome, and there may be fish that you need to scan in the water. So I'm assuming those were dead ones on the shore. But yeah, so there's one right there in the water. So I need to go and get this finished up, and that'll be the last fauna for this planet. So we finally found our, I think, very last thing that we need to scan. It seems like, so you can see here, survey complete, 100%. We got 200 XP. Everything's celebrating, blah blah blah. It looks like the fish you can scan from further away. So like my range is 20 meters, but I was able to get him at like 50 meters. So they must give you longer range for the sea life. So that's nice. So anyways, yeah, we got 100%. The planet is completely done. If we look here, you can see now we've got this surveyed flag and icon for this planet. Another thing to notice is our new item. We've got the survey data. So you can see we can sell that for 24,000 credits as well, so you can make some money doing this as well as experience and all that stuff. There are some missions that you can pick up where they'll ask you to go survey specific planets and things like that as well. The last thing I want to call out as well, just to sort of wrap things up, is there are some skills that you can invest in to sort of make this process easier and sort of upgrade your ability to do things. So for example, there's an upgrade for your survey scanner to increase range and things like that. I'm not going to go too much into this because I haven't unlocked all this stuff, but it seems like there's things where you can like increase your zoology to get more information about animals, and botany to get more information about plants and things like that. So just keep that in mind, that you can sort of go down a skill tree to help improve your surveying ability as well. So anyways, I'll kind of wrap it up there. We got this whole planet surveyed and complete. Hopefully this was helpful for you and will help you kind of get through the process of planet surveys. And I'll kind of leave it at that. So Thanks for watching, and we will see you later. Bye.